Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining Jeff and I today. Welcome to our webcast. We're going to talk about, I guess, the great wealth transfer. So they're predicting about what, 1 trillion going from one generation to the next, because the boomers are now at a age around 79-ish, give or take. So a lot of wealth transition happening. For multiple reasons. So we wanted to talk about that, just managing, I guess, inheritance coming in from mom and dad or relative, family, friend, whatever. So let's talk about that, Jeff.
Yeah, as you say, there's a lot of money moving from one generation to the next over the next few years. And we wanted to write about this because a friend of ours recently told us that he inherited about $500,000 from his mother just before the pandemic. And today, unfortunately, he's spent the entire thing.
Mm.
And I mean, it's partially because he wasn't expecting to receive any money, so didn't plan for it. But it's also because he didn't have the proper education or tools to really learn how to manage money. And he certainly is not alone.
No, I think that happens quite often.
Me too. Yeah, it
Yeah.
absolutely does. And
Not
it's
just in
interesting.
like a,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, not in a just because of a generational transfer of funds, but it also happens in careers and things like that. One minute someone's, in an average career, the next minute they could be skyrocketed into professional something or at a different tier or different level, and they've got all this wealth coming in and they don't know how to manage it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. And
Right.
in dealing with our clients, it's interesting how different people view their estate and how they want to distribute that after they're gone. I would say most people, a lot of people don't really want to discuss the matter. Um, and so, what we wanted to talk about really is how can you prepare your next generation to properly manage the money that they will be receiving?
Mm. Well, that's where we
And
can come in, right? Relying
yeah,
on
absolutely.
professionals in the area.
Yeah, not to sound too self-serving, but
Yeah.
um, if you're working with a professional advisor to manage your money, it's very helpful to put your heirs in touch with that same person. And in our case, we have lots of relationships where we work with multiple generations, so we can see the whole picture. And um, we'll work with people at a young age so that when they do come into that money, they're prepared for it. We regularly speak to all of our clients. Doesn't matter how large or small the account is, we check in quite frequently. And we can get a good gauge if somebody's on the right track or not. We'll help people create financial plans and extrapolate how their spending compares to their asset base to make sure they're living within their means.
Mhm.
Because you certainly don't want a situation where, like our friend who unfortunately, went through that $500,000 in very short order.
Yeah. And that was through a state process, right? After someone had passed away. And
Yeah,
sometimes the generation might, the baby boomers might be transferring not just because of the estate situation, but because of other means too, whether they want to gift to their children prior to that, to help with education, to help with home renovations, to purchase homes or partially make deposits for kids, things like that.
yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
mhm.
So, yeah, if you're concerned about how your next generation of heirs uh, might manage the money you plan to leave to them, reach out to us because we have clients of all ages. And what we do often with our younger clients is when we speak to them, we'll encourage them to deposit money into their investment account off of each paycheck. And that gets somebody in the habit of saving money and
Mhm.
watching their investments grow. And I think the best way to do it is as early as possible.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So There you go. Okay, so
Yeah.
thanks very much, Lenny.
Talk to you soon. Bye.